James Harden and the Sixers failed to close out the Celtics at home in Game 6. That means now they travel back to Boston for Game 7. Last night, Harden had 13 points on 4 of 16 shooting. He missed all 6 of his three-point attempts. Woo. Shannon, is it time to conclude that you just can't trust James Harden in the biggest games, the most clutch situations?
I know another guy you can't count on, but James Harden has never been considered the best player on the planet. And look, he's had three of the, he's 50-50 right now. Games 1, games 4, games 5, he played sensational, Skip. He had two 40-point games. He had a 2-rebound game that he was short of a triple-double. So he was outstanding. As of right now, in the biggest moments, James Harden has come up small. It's really as simple as that. And so we're talking about, Skip, when I say small, I'm talking about Game 6, Game 7s, games where there's elimination. There is no more tomorrow.
Yep.
It is what it is. I mean, a franchise, he got the most turnovers in a playoff game in NBA history.
He does.
He came up small against San Antonio, and they didn't have Kawhi.
That was 12 in that game. He had 12 turnovers in that game.
The game against San Antonio, Skip, with no Kawhi, no Tony Parker, they end up losing by 40.
10 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. He was 2 of 11 from the floor and 2 of 9 from 3.
Game 7 loss against Toronto, Skip.
Yep.
And Joel Embiid is 0-2 in Game 7. So, swept by Boston in the first round.
After he lost CP3, remember what happened in Game 6 and Game 7 against Golden State? Disaster happened. They lost by 29, and then in Game 7 they missed 27 straight threes because he was 2 of 13 from 3 in that game. And he had 9 turnovers in Game 6. I have concluded, especially after last night, that in the biggest games, the elimination type games, even though that they weren't eliminated, but it was a do or die type because they got to go back to Boston, cannot trust him. He had 5 more turnovers last night. And if we could, I don't know if we have it handy, but do you remember the opening play of the game? They win the tip and Harden dribbles the ball up the floor. And this is when I knew this is trouble. I told you yesterday I didn't trust him in these games. So this is James Harden, choke artist. He starts off the game with, okay, this is the first play of the game. James.
Like you're playing bumper cars.
James. Now he goes inside, and I don't know what this is. He just throws it to nobody and hits Tuck in the feet with it. It's not the way to start. You have to show we're serious. Like, this is serious business, and we are going to take this game from you.
Maybe he thought Tuck was going to dive hard.
I don't know, because he hits him in the feet with it. And this is James Harden, who led the league in assists. So, Shannon, you listed – it's a long and sordid history of biggest games collapses. But to your point, he has a 45-point game in this series. He has a 42-point game. He hit a huge clutch 3.
2 of them.
Okay, he hit 2. Well, one was game 1. Yeah,
and the other one
was just. Then he hit one in overtime that won the game, thanks to Jason Tatum couldn't make the play on the other end. But the point is, he's nightmarish because I just don't think he's the mentally toughest guy.
Okay, Skip. I mean, your guy Joel Embiid in Game 7, he's 0-2. In the Game 7 loss against Toronto, he had 21 points on 6 of 18 from the floor, 1 of 6 from 3. He had 4 turnovers. In 2020, he got swept in the first round by Boston. In Game 7 loss against Atlanta, he had 8 turnovers. In 2022, in Game 6 loss to Miami, he was 7 of 24, 2 of 8 from 3.
Buy that.
So let's not put all this on James Harden.
Okay, I will buy that. I think this is a big moment for Joel to live up to what he just won.
Because Joel Embiid hadn't been Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, and Doc has never won a Game 7 and is in the process of blowing his 7th 3-2 lead. And to your point, he's blown several 3-1s.
The most 3-1 leads.
Yes.
Skip, I just don't see Skip. If he blows, Skip, I honestly, and I don't advocate for anyone to lose their job. But Skip, at some point in time, I just don't understand. I just don't see how he comes back.
And I love the man. And I think he's a very good coach. But at some point, you can't just sit back with your arms folded and say, it's a make or miss league.
No. Hell no.
Okay, show me something. Change it.
That ain't how football coaches think. They're like, oh, sometimes you catch the ball, sometimes you don't. Or sometimes you make the play and sometimes you don't. I ain't never heard no coach say that.
Nope, I agree.
So much on the line for a lot of members of that Sixers squad. Okay, guys, let's move on to Jimmy Butler and the Knicks. We need to talk about that series. Do you think the Celtics playing to avoid elimination last night and force a Game 7 against Philly? And yes, they closed. They did it. Jason Tatum and the Celtics now 8-point favorites on Sunday, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Shannon, you've been a Celtics guy for much of this season. Who do you think triumphs in Game 7?
I'm going with the Celtics. I think the Sixers blew their opportunity last night, Skip. They had Game 6 in their building, had everything, had the momentum. They had just gone to Boston, won that ball game and with a late shot. And to give that momentum back, I think you're asking a bit much. But Skip, I think the biggest thing was that Joe Mazzulla, he didn't favor the big lineup like Ime Udoka did.
Yeah.
And so behind the scene, Brian Windhorst is reporting the bulk of the guys wanted that big lineup.
Yep.
He preferred to go with a smaller guy for perimeter scoring, getting up threes. You say that's what he likes to do.
They do. Yep.
He relented, went back to that big lineup. I think it did have an impact on Joel Embiid because he only got 16 shot attempts.
Agreed.
That's the thing. You got a limited shot attempts.
And he limited his free throws.
Free throws. So, right. So, Skip, if you limit a guy that shoots, he's going to shoot 24, 25 times, even if he goes 12 or 24, by the time you factor those free throws, he's going to be well into the 30s. And so I thought Robert Williams, and it helped him on the glass. Beat him by 12 on the offensive end, gave you extra possessions. So the question is down the stretch, Skip, the Sixers started 1 for 11, and and you, Skip, you know, it's a Game 6. We win, we advance. And miss shot after shot after shot. Doubt starts to creep into the back of your mind. It's just not our night. Okay, we find our way back into the game. We got the lead, and then we let JT get hot and then shoot us out the gym the last 5 minutes of the ball game. Held Boston to 86 points. That's the fewest points they've scored all postseason, and it's the second fewest points they've scored all year. So to say that lineup change didn't have an impact, I don't think is accurate. I'm going to take the Sixers. I believe the Sixers win, and I believe they win. I'm going to say they're going to cover that 8.
You're taking the Celtics,
I'm taking the Sixers, yes. I'm taking the Celtics and the points. All right. I'll give you the points if you want them. You want them? Don't be scared now. That's your team. You picked them. You come out here every day. I picked the Sixers. I said it was the best team in the East. I picked Joel Embiid as the MVP.
I did.
Put the dude where your mouth is.
It's there.
You want it?
Yes, I do.
All right, I got to see. I know it. I know your pride. See, your pride won't let you do it. Your pride, you got to bet.
Okay. I will say this, and all your points are solid and valid. And I am shocked, speaking of the points, that in a Game 7, a team is favored by 8, because that means it's 3-3 in the series, yet the odds makers are saying, timeout. This